This video is about my emailing Google just now, requesting the implementation of sort by oldest first. This is actually a critical business function within many business sectors. For example, 3D printing, laser cutting, CNC milling, CGI, etc. It's critical in the way that when looking for things, whether it be medical, healthcare, or any other thing, is that you want the genuine thing. You want the real thing. You don't want a pirate thing. You want the actual thing. So to find out who the real genuine business owner of that thing is, what are their terms? Are they giving it away for free? Is a royalty required to be paid to that business owner or person? To find the true genuine article is to find who invented it first. And so that's oldest first. And so oldest is actually the winner in this particular situation for these business sectors and healthcare and other sectors. And I'll point out the, that to search the search engines, which are 3DMDB, Yegi, STL Finder, and Google, as a fair assessment of the net. And when looking for the genuine licensed 3D print thing, for example, and you search those search engines, it's usually done for all uploads and sales. Generally, I call that rule 1, just to give it a title. And because you don't want to upload the, something that's already owned and invented and licensed, because, if I don't own something, for example, and it already exists in those lists and is owned by someone in that list, and I just draw something thinking, oh, because I drew it, it's genuine and original, and I upload it not knowing that it isn't original. Someone does own it and it is licensed, and I'm not allowed to upload it and give it away or sell it or do anything. And if I did upload it and people started selling prints of it, they'd be selling pirate prints. I'd be a pirate for uploading piracy. And so you can see how looking up on these lists, these things, and finding out the genuine owner, how it relies on oldest first. Oldest is the true genuine thing owner, business owner. So it's not always about the new thing or the latest version of a thing, because there's this part of the industry that is working on finding the genuine owner and finding the true thing owner, and this comes up, as I said, in rule 1 for uploads and sales. So I call it license check all uploads and sales, because you don't want to upload something and cause trouble, and you don't want to sell a thing and cause trouble again. And so on the sales side of it, it doesn't matter how the print file came to be. You'd still have to look on that list to find out if it's owned and what the terms are. It doesn't matter, I'm going to say it again, it doesn't matter how the file came to be. So this means even if I drew the file myself, I'd still have to look on that list and license check all uploads and sales. Even if an AI, artificial intelligence, an android, a robot, a computer, if one of those made the art, you'd still have to look it up on that list. If a customer walked in off the street with a print file, you'd have to look up that again to sell a copy of that print. Rule 1, it doesn't matter where the print file came from or how it came to be, license check all uploads and sales. So it doesn't matter if my cat drew it, it doesn't matter if it's a scan, it doesn't matter if you found the file free somewhere on a website, for example, Thingiverse or Cult3D or CG Trader or any one of the many other sites. I've vetted over 56, you know. It doesn't matter if you purchased the file, because that doesn't prove it's genuine. So you have to look on these lists. I'm saying all this again, and I've said it in other videos, and the reason I'm saying it is because there's still noobs entering the sectors, and they don't understand, you know, what I call rule 1, which is license check all uploads and sales, no matter how you got that print file or no matter who drew it. And so hence the importance of oldest first. It's just one part of doing the a thing search, but it's not in all of the search engines. Now, one of those, actually 2 of those search engines don't have that function in them. And so the sector has grown to, you know, 30 million files, up from mere hundreds, maybe decades ago. It seems time goes by so quickly. But add more people, more search time. Search engines have not kept up with the sectors. And so, because I know a lot about it, and yes, I've said that, yeah, I'm the king of this sector, 3D printing license sector, because of, you know, during racing season or whatever, I got to some positions first, and, you know, claimed self-proclaimed crown of that thing. So I have some positions in there, but on behalf of all of the communities globally, because it's a global community, and I'm just one guy in it, but because I know a lot about it, I've been in it a long time, I've done these things, so I know the importance of the search engines and what a massive role they play, and what the opportunities are, because I don't want to call them problems, because they're just more opportunity to improve. And so, because I know a bit about it, I'm able to ask the right questions, and yeah, so I'm back to asking Google to implement sort by oldest. As I say, two of the main search engines that are used in this particular setup don't have that feature, and the community is still growing. And so I'm doing my best to try and you know, stay on the task of getting it sorted for everyone else as well. So I'm doing that right now, and I've just sent that email off, so I'll be interested to see, you know, where they're at with it. I put in an explanation as well, which is a lot shorter than this video, sort of outlining, you know, it's required in business and healthcare and whatever. So there we have it. I'm doing my best. It's not all wheel riding and guitar playing. So, okay, thanks everyone. Part 2. I waited till the morning before posting my video, just to give myself some time to think up any new exciting things. And I sort of wanted to add that ownership purchases. Now, let's say you're entering the 3D printing sector, just picking out one of those sectors, and you want to get into it, and you're an adult, let's just say. Let's say you're not a kid who's going to buy a cheap printer and print 6 Yoda heads and, you know. So you're an adult and you've got a bit of money and you buy a better printer, let's say, and you get into 3D printing and you sort of think to yourself, well, how do I just move straight up the ladder? So pretty much you have the print sales. So you can that's where most people start and most noobs start. They get a cheap printer, they print pegs and Yoda heads, and have a lot of fun. So you print sales. Then people generally move to selling the files for the prints. Commonly, STL is a common file. When you hear people say STL, sometimes they just mean any file, but that's generally a common print file. So this little tack on is about ownership purchases. So after you've sold some prints and you've sold some print files, after you've done checks and all this sort of stuff, you may move into buying print files. Now, you can buy the copy of a print file, which is different than buying the ownership of the print file. So I'm calling this little section ownership purchases, and it involves understanding migrates, semi-migrates, and transfers. Transfers being the transfer of the ownership of a licensed phone. Ends up in the new user's name with the correct upload date of invention. That's the critical bit to get organised, and that's done via email with the site you're dealing with, and currently that's Cult 3D. You have no other choice. All the other sites have remained down for, as far as I can tell, 2 years and growing. So that's where things are at there. So we're lucky we've got them, and so thanks to them. And talking of ownership purchases, right, so as an adult you can come into it, you can look around and you think, well, why don't I just buy the ownership of something else that's selling well, or a thing that you like, or it could be anything. You might be into a particular car and you think, oh, I want to be the guy that sells the carburetors or something, and then, oh, I'll just buy the ownership of that thing, that licensed thing, and have it transferred into my name, and once the date's matched, then it's mine and it's no longer theirs, and they take theirs down, and if it's a non-commercial, no derivatives license, no one else can be selling your thing. You're the only one, only unless the owner says so. It's all about what their terms are, and their terms could be anything. So my point is that people entering this 3D printing sector and those other sectors, and sort of wanting to move straight in and at an adult level, I'll try and speak nicely, is just moving straight into buying the ownership of the thing. And in a way, that's the business ownership, because the business of selling that thing is the owning of that thing license. And so these are business things, business ownerships. So if we look at them as business ownerships, now in our search engines, I say there's ballpark 30 million things. Now, of those 30 million things, you think, well, they're not all non-commercial licenses that are, business orientated about making money and ownership and all these sorts of things. There's some free stuff in there. So how much are we looking at of it that's free? Well, out of, say, 10 million files, right, there'll be approximately 400,000 free things. 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 Now those numbers are a bit ballparky because you also have situations where a thing can be owned non-commercial by someone, but they can also allow you to have a free copy for personal use. And so you think, okay, it's free that way. I can have a free copy for myself, a peg for my own socks to hang up. But if I want to start selling it or doing anything commercial gain, then of course, no, it's not free anymore. So, saying that it's free is only partially true there. But I think to go back to the overall scene is ballpark now 30 million files, and each of those represents a potential business. It could be in the healthcare, scene, and that's where some of those free things can come in. You look up some of the medical stuff there. People are inventing things and giving it away, and I have a few of those myself. But so the point of this little extra blurb was just to point out that it's, there's a wide range of reasons why oldest first is important. And to purchase the ownership of a 3D print business that sells a thing, and so you're buying the ownership of the thing, that's what you're after, Because as an adult, I'd come along, well, from my position, and I'm sort of, gone through those stages, is when I'm looking at it, I'm thinking, is there something out there that I like the look of, and I want it, and I want to try and buy it, or do some kind of deal, or whatever it might be. And so this is why I'm pointing it out. So when buying a thing, of course you want the genuine, actual, true thing, and you want to get it from the correct owner, and so that means to find out who is the genuine owner, and the genuine guy who invented it first is that first guy, and so that's the oldest one, is the true inventor of a thing. And so again, with the sort by oldest, it's used a lot, sort by oldest, and in business it's critical. And can I make Google useful in 2023? And it's kind of surprising, to think where we're at with our search engines. I look like I need a shave. So, hence I'm making this video this morning. And I hope to get a result for everyone and myself, Okay, everyone. Good luck to you, and I'll post back if I can sort any new things out in the scene. Alright, thanks. Good luck, everyone.